If you have been thinking about starting an accommodation or real estate business in Benin Republic and you don't know how to go about it, you don't know what to do in order for you to start this business and start making profit right now in the city of Cotonou Benin Republic, then this particular podcast is rightly made for you. In today's video, accompanying with me is Madam Samiat and Joshua Osaigbovu. We are going to be talking about how you can start an accommodation or real estate business in Benin Republic and make money doing that. Madam Samiat, you are welcome to the show.
Thank you, sir.
I'm Joshua Osaigbovu.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. All right, so let's talk about this business because we've seen students, professionals, experts thinking about business that they can start. And one thing that comes to mind when it comes to Benin Republic is accommodation. Because of the limited space that we have in Benin Republic, accommodation tend to be highly sought after because of geography advantage or disadvantage that we have due to lack of lands and all that. What is your perspective about accommodation business, accommodation in general in Benin Republic?
Okay, first of all, let me just present the scope of the industry to you.
Okay.
So, real estate in Benin Republic comprises of people who are selling land, people who are buying land, people who are building on land in order to sell property, people who are buying property without intention of selling it, like in order to use it, people who are building property to rent them out,
Okay.
and then the middlemen in between.
That is the marchés, yes. The agents. And that is a big business on its own.
That is a big business with a low barrier of entry.
Okay.
A lot of commission.
Yes, potentially a lot of commission. Individually, up to 2 years ago, this business was run by individual.
Okay.
We had some few agencies, but now the government has made it a requirement.
That what?
Have put a lot of barrier that are stopping the public to have access to use the demarcher, individual demarcher.
So you now have to go and get an agent that is a registered company.
Exactly.
You have to go for an agency.
An agency that to manage the property for you.
Oh.
So the agencies don't only put in contact the people who are in need of the service and the people who are selling the service. They also do the management of the property, because individuals who are building to rent out don't have the material time to go and do the recovery, going to get the lands, and then now the tax. There are some tax that have been the government have put on the properties now. Yes. Whether it is a land, whether it is a property like a house, fully. Yes. So you need an agency to manage all that for you.
Okay.
To manage the income that you are getting, the recovery of your income, manage the tenants, fixing repairs in the house, and also pay the tax for you.
Okay. Now let me take you back a minute. So does that mean that this, because we all know the agents, we all know all these agents. If you are looking for a house in the Republic, you just need to go through an agent. I've never gone to any company. I just see these individual agents and they just get the house for me and they still get their commission. Are you saying now that these individual agents, they now work with an agency? They don't work as an individual agent that we know normally?
Exactly. They are affiliated to an agency, or they go and form, like many agents together will go and form their own agency.
Or better still, the agents get to see a house that is for rent or for sale, and they can go and get to meet with the landlord. If they know the landlord, they can go and get to meet with the landlord. But the landlord already have the house under an agency. So they will just direct.
So they will now have to go and meet the
Yes.
They have to cooperate with the agencies now. They now have to cooperate with the agency.
Wow. All right. So let's get into how do you start this business. If me now I want to start an agency, and okay, let's start with the agency first. What is the requirement of having an accommodation or house agency business in the
you register with the Chamber of Commerce.
Yes,
you don't need to register under the statistical in a agency of the Ministry of Finance.
Okay.
Because that you are not doing importation, you are not doing export.
Okay.
So you just register to the Chamber of Commerce under the category of services, and then you register the type of activity that you are providing under the.
So in that one, you can add different activities, or you must also specify which activities you want to go for.
You can add limited number of activity within the same industry.
Example, like you will say, okay, this is an agency. We help people get house. We help buy land. We help sell land. We help put people into accommodation. Can you put all those things together?
Land together with land construction have to be put separate from rental. Because there is a barrier somewhere when it comes to construction and land. Yes. Under real estate, there's a minimum amount that you have to pay as a caution. Okay. To show that you are credible. For any risk that is going to be experienced while you are running your operation, and that minimum is around between 1,000 to 1,500 euros.
Okay.
Depending on the.
That's almost close to a million CFA.
Close to a million CFA that you have to put down as caution with the Ministry of Finance, like with the Treasury.
If you want to go into the construction aspect.
Construction, yes, because now real estate companies that are into buying lands and constructing them in order to sell have generally a construction company embedded in them.
Okay, so let's leave that one aside. I don't want to do that. All I want to do is I want to have an agency where owners of house will just reach out to me for me to get them people that will stay in the house, and I'll also manage the house for them and the tenants and all that. So I just go to I'll go to Chamber of Commerce, do initial registration, then after that, what else?
You have to fill a form with the Ministry of Habitat and Environment, which is going to state anytime you are renting out you are giving out a contract of tenancy of agreement to the tenant. There is a form. There are certain regulations that both parties need to agree. Okay. It has to do with sanitary in an area. In a particular area, like there's a minimum requirement per houses, which include management of refuse, includes water, use of water within the area, and like certain rules and regulations. That's the cleanliness, the rules and regulation that the owner of the house or the agency is putting on the tenant must be aligned with what the law requires to do. So there is a division at the Ministry of Environment who goes through these kind of things.
Okay. So that's part of the requirement. Now, Mr. Joshua, you have been working with a lot of agents about getting house and all that. Are you aware of all this process?
Well, for me, it has been quite a while that I've worked with agents to get house. Yeah. For, let me say, over a year now. I've not discussed anything with any agent for house. Yeah. But back then, when I do that, there is no formalities, no much formalities. Mm-hmm. Though I do hear one or two of them say they want to go and register and start their office as agent. So I never knew, it never occurred to me that this was the plan. Yes. Not until now that I'm hearing about it. But I know of like two of the agents that I worked with before that have their office. They already have their office now and they are doing their work, their business normally. And then there are other agents that I know that are still working under some agencies. Not like they are not working anymore on their own. They are working under some agencies. So I think that is actually coming in play right now in Benin full time.
Okay, so now the issue of normally when you come to Benin Republic, like I noticed that. Have you ever had a situation whereby an agent gets you a house and you refuse to pay him that 10% commission, that 1 month rent? Like if you refuse to pay that amount of money, what will actually happen?
If it is an agent,
yes,
between an individual to another individual, generally it results in a conflict.
If it is an organization,
you like signed is signed, you have to pay that.
You have to pay the
You have to pay the amount, and the agency now there are some guarantee that the agency can give you that the individual will not give you.
That means it is wise if you want to go into accommodation business for you to have an agency that you work with, because which means your money will not be
Wasted.
will not be yes, you will not have people who will, because some people, I've seen some people when they entered the country for the first time, the thought of you renting a house for 200,000 CFA a month and you giving 200,000 CFA to the agent who get the house for you, irrespective of, like, some houses that we have there up to 400k, you give the agent that entire money. Like, that concept is not that new. Like, that concept is not not a normal concept to some people, especially like Nigerians. Like, it's not normal for me to carry 400k to give you. Like, at least if you say 10% of the rent or something, it's understandable. But the entire 1 month rent will go to you, and you must get, and I must give you that money. So we had some people that had issues in the past. The man refused to pay that amount of money. It resulted into a lot of fights and all that. So with an agency, you are sure that that person must pay that money.
Yeah, that person that must pay that money. Now they are with individual. Basically, what they are doing is handling. So there are situations whereby you tell the agency exactly what you want. The agent, the demarcher, what you want. He ends up showing you something different, and he wants you to pay him the transport, the tea fare for that. There is a consultation fee that is paid to, whether it is the agency, whether it is the demarcher. Now, when you are paying the consultation fee, it's kind of like a registration, and you don't get anything back for paying the consultation fee.
So let's talk about that amount. Every time you ask an agent to take you to a house, you have to give him 2,000. That 2,000, is it because of transportation, or is for showing you the house, or that is a legal amount that even the agencies, if I'm looking for a house now and I go through an agency, will they charge me for that amount? Will they charge me that 2,000?
They will still charge you for that amount, but then
even if I use my car to go to the house to go and see the
it
house,
has to be it can be negotiated upfront.
So that amount is not illegal. It's not like a standard fee.
It's not legal. It's something that is based on tacit agreement. This is how the agents, the demarcher function. Before the agencies, they function in network. So a demarcher can have his particular territory in Apapa, for example. Apapa before Lebeli.
Yes.
And then he has his territory around that place. Now another demarcher can be around Pekadis, Sekonji, and Ekpe. Okay. You are in Apapa, and you are looking for a house in Ekpe, but your contract point is the guy who is in Apapa.
So now we are saying that now your contract is based on location. Is location bound? You as an agency?
Yes.
Yes. Let's talk about agency.
The demarcher, yes. Okay, is based on their relationship and sometimes territory.
Let's talk about the agency. Now we have an agency to help people get house. Are we limited to a particular environment that we will serve? Like in Cotonou, are we limited to a particular environment?
Okay, that part is not clear for the client outside, but the agency works with the demarcher. Okay. Because the agency cannot have cannot have houses everywhere. But when you as a client comes to meet the agency and tell them this is what I need, they will not turn you down also. And that's the reason why they need to have demarchers.
All right. Okay.
That's the reason why they need to work with demarchers.
So now what we have now is we have an agency, the company, and we have agents that are working with the agency to go and do all the runs and all the movement. So now if we want to start the business, how do I make money? How do these guys make money apart from the 1 month's rent that they collect? Is there any other way that the agency accommodation
administration fee?
The administration fee.
That's the registration fee, the consultation fee that you are paying.
That's for an agency.
Yes.
Not the agent.
No, that's when you are in an agency. You pay your consultation fee to the agency.
Sorry.
They do
Sorry, do you mean you will pay consultation fee and also you will still pay for seeing fee? That's like when you want to go and see a house.
Yes. Now the money when you have an agency, the money that you are paying, that 2,000 that you are paying it to the agent, not to the company. Not to the company. because this is the agreement between the company and the
If I
agent.
register, I might not need to pay for that. Seeing this, I already registered you to show me house. I not need to pay your
It has to
agent.
be
Yes, if
negotiated.
you are dealing with the
Yeah, it
It
agency
has to be
direct.
negotiated because most agencies that are not to use to Nigerian customers will still tell you that you have to pay it by all means because that
Beninese
is the
will not
amount.
pay. Beninese will not pay that.
Some Beninese pay. Some
Even
Beninese-
after working with an agency.
Yes, some Beninese pay that fee because actually, if they were to go by themselves and go and do the run and around, it will take them a long time.
So let's talk about why is it making them so much money? Why do we have so much agent? That means they are making money. That's why we have
The
a
agents
lot
are
of
making-
agents. Because we have so much agent. So why are there so much agent? Is it like how much are they really making that makes them that makes us to have so much agent? I noticed that there are a lot of agents.
It's not possible to quantify exactly how much money. We can tell the profit that they
But different sources of income.
it allows them to get an additional source of income to go by like their day-to-day activity in addition to the other incomes that they are making.
One of the reasons why they make so much money is influx of people coming into the
Into the
country, and there is an ever increased demand of accommodation
There's an ever increased demand, and that's the reason why the rents keeps on
going up.
from one year to another.
Now again, there is this I don't know. I will call it rumor. Let me call it a rumor that you see the agents. Some of them have direct link to the landlord, so the house rent is actually based on them, not even the landlord. Some of the landlord have this amount they ask tenants to pay monthly, but the agent increase the amount. That is when you see some agents, they will tell you, okay, don't worry. When you ask them for reduction of the amount monthly rent, they will tell you, okay, they will talk to the landlord, and they will get him to even reduce like maybe 5,000. Some of them, it's not the landlord price. Let's say the landlord now say this house goes for 50,000 a month. They will tell the tenant is for 60,000. Because they are the one that will come and be collecting the money every month to go and pay to landlord. So they get the extra on it.
Now with the agency, that was going to be difficult now. Agencies can do that. But by doing that, if the client also realize that there's an issue like that, it's difficult to do that now.
So that is the benefit. That is the reason why this agency stuff is working well now, because of all those things. Because it is very like just like you said, the agent will just tell the landlord, you are shooting too low. Houses in this environment, they have gone up now. It's 400. Why are you still doing 250? And he will not tell him, we can do it like that amount. Just that you will make sure that you pay me, and you will pay me so amount, right? So they will agree. And if the guy is looking for 250 before, now he cannot get 350, or he cannot get 300 per month, and the agent can still be making money. And he will not. That's why some of the agents will say, "This house is my house."
Yes.
Even after you leave, if you stay in the house, after leaving the house, they are the only person that can give the house to another person. Yes. It was because of they are the one determining the price of the house. So that's how agents are making money in the Republic.
But it's no longer possible now because now both people who are looking for house and the owners of the house, they prefer to deal with the agency now because the
more
only
transparent.
thing exactly, and there is an additional advantage you have with agency. Agency they have their own people who come and fix your house for you when you have an issue, and that part is none of the business of the demarcher.
That's true.
So you have an additional capital by building a long-term relationship with an agency.
Yes.
That's good. That's actually good for the. That's actually good for the. What will I call it? No, for the tenant. What to say? It's actually good for the tenant. There are so many landlords that will not agree with agency.
Because they don't want to take care of the house.
They don't want
to follow those.
They don't want to follow some all those kind of rules. There's something you understand. When you are working with an agency, there are some amounts that you need to be paying to that agency, which some landlords don't even want to be doing. So they just want it direct. Money come in, they grab all the money. No reduction, no sharing.
Yeah, but they will have issue also with the government, because in that case, the tax office, when they are coming to tax, to give you tax, like you have yearly the declaration that you have to do. You have to declare how many property you have, in which area you have those property. Go and get a document from the mayor of the area for each property. How much is the rent on it? Your tenant needs to confirm that this is the amount of rent that he's paying on it, and then they now do the taxation. Then who is your management? Who are you? Are you doing? Are you maintaining the house alone, or are you using an agency to maintain the house?
And when they are using agency, the tax gets reduced because agency know how to work around those tax. So now, but let's talk about people who are looking for house right now. Because as we are speaking, some people who are listening to us are applying to come into Benin Republic, and that is one of the major problems that we have about accommodation, and they don't know much. So let's give them some insight on how they can really navigate this thing and get to Benin Republic and get the best place to stay without issues, and that will reduce them with this whole fight. So I think for me, one of the important things that they can do is they should just look for it. They should make sure that they get an agency, right? It should be that they should get an agency that can give them list of available house in the location that they want to stay, and I will give them important, vital information about the location, the cost that they will incur for different houses, and for their usage of different things is very, very important. So what else do you think people who are coming in should look for before coming into the Republic?
Depending on the season when you are coming, you have to look for the quality of roads in that environment. You have to look at the quality of the roads in that environment, because during rainy season there are some areas where you cannot move around at all. And then you look at if you are a student, where is your school located versus your accommodation?
Some people will get school, then later they not start looking for house. They not get a house that is very far.
And then you pay the different. Apparently, the house that is very far is cheaper than the house that are closer to your school.
Yes.
But you're going to pay the difference on your transportation regularly. You need to find out, make sure that there's a market around your environment. That is something that I'm using personally as part of my criteria. I will not go on a long distance to go to market and then go on a long distance to come back home. They should be like your church or place of worship mosque should be around the area.
Very important.
Like you should make sure that there's a hospital around the area. These things are things that are going to help you a lot. Now there are certain areas, if you are a Nigerian, depending on your ethnicity, again, because that one plays a part. If you are living in an area, if you're an Igbo person, there are some areas that are kind of Igbo concentrated, like we have a lot of other Nigerians there, and that helps you.
True. You can find yourself among people that you know, understand, even speak the same language. So when you are going about doing different things, it will be easy for you to communicate. Especially because of language barrier. Most people are coming, they don't. Some people don't even know that. Some don't even know that Benin Republic is a French-speaking country. Can you imagine? I was that as example of that kind of person. It was me. I did not thought of, like I didn't know that Benin Republic was a French-speaking country. I thought that maybe, like, if I just enter that,
you will be able to find your way.
Even if you know that they speak French, you'll be like, no man, they will speak English. Until when you enter, you now discover that nothing. Okay, so Mr. Joshua, what can you say about what other? Okay,
I just wanted to add that if you speak Hausa and you speak Yoruba, you don't have those kind of issues because almost everywhere.
You find somebody who can speak Hausa.
Somebody who can either speak Hausa or who can speak Yoruba, almost everywhere. And if you speak Hausa and you prefer to live in community, then go to your next Zongo community, like the closest Zongo community that you can have in the town that you'll be. Because Cotonou is not the only town in Benin Republic.
Yeah, Cotonou is not the only town in Benin Republic, but Most time when people talk about Benin Republic, they just talk about Cotonou.
Yeah,
It's all Cotonou.
Emphasis is laid more on
Big,
Cotonou.
that's from students. That's among students. But the businessmen are everywhere.
That's true.
The businessmen are everywhere.
And they know that's very correct. So, any other tips for you from Joshua for people who are coming that we have not mentioned so far?
Well, no, she has measured practically everything.
How about you making sure that your money you know the exact value of exchange rate before coming?
Yeah, that's
You need to you
I
need
did
to,
consider it as something that is normal. Like,
no, it's not normal. Because it's not normal. It's part of the major problem people are having. Somebody will just enter, and that's when he discover that he will change money for food. That's when he discover that he will change the money for rent.
Okay.
They told him they will enter this town. They will not discover that, okay, I need to change. Oh, how much? They will not tell you exchange. You not say, Jesus Christ, the exchange rate is too high. You not begin to. That's when you not start doing the calculation on how much you will spend. You not begin to say, oh, what is going on here? Like, this place is too expensive. That's why people now start shouting that it's too expensive, it's too this, because you do not calculate it and check your exchange rate and even know why is it like that.
I think to solve that issue, what can be done by somebody who is coming to Benin is to have a person that you can trust who is already living in Benin.
Yes.
So who will communicate the information that you need to have while you be living in Benin.
Alright, guys.
That's why people contact Benefit.
Alright, and that brought us into Benifo 247. That is exactly what we do. We help people find their way around Benin Republic. You want to start business, you want to go to school, whatever thing that you want to do in the country, that is what we do. You want to buy a car, everything that has to do with business, living inside of Benin Republic, it is what we do. And we have been helping, we've helped over 10,000 people, help them either start the business or like go into the best school that they want to go into, or find their way into Benin Republic, go for tourism, whatever it is that people are looking for, that is what we do. So reach out to us, we'll chat us about what you want to do, where you want to go, and we have dedicated people that are going to answer your questions and make sure that you get what you are looking for. You know the price of things, you know where to go to, and you know how to buy what you want to buy, and you get the best deal. All right, guys.
There's one very important thing again that we have not spoke about, which is the aspect of rent is being paid monthly, mostly for those coming from Nigeria. Rent is paid monthly. When you hear the price of rent, you should know that it's
A month, it's not per year. Because some people will hear the amount, they will calculate it and say that is per year, it's too much. Then they not tell you that no, it's per month. So the rent is per month. It's not per year. That's very thoughtful. All right, guys. If you've not watched our video about how to start other form of businesses, go and watch the video about how to start different businesses. We have for car sales, we have hotel businesses, we have bar and restaurant, and much more coming your way. See you in the next video, and make sure you stay safe.